Please forgive me.
Hey you guys, this is Shalisha with Everything Vaughn. If it's your first time here, welcome to my channel. And if you've been here before, welcome back. And thank you so much for tuning in to my video for today. So I just wanted to make a video for you guys about my first experience doing a craft show. I like to craft as a hobby. So I wanted to, try to see if I could actually make a little bit of a profit off of the things that I like to make anyway. So I decided to participate in a craft show here in the town that I currently live in, which is Albany, Georgia. So I'm going to tell you guys about how that experience went, things that I wish that I knew for sure, lots of things that I wish that I knew before I actually went out there to do the craft show. And I also want to give you guys a look at some of the things that I made and I had for my first craft show. Okay, so I'm going to start the video with showing you guys the downtown area, how my setup was and how it looks. And when we come back, I will give you guys my rundown of 5 things that I wish that I knew before I participated in my first craft show. So stay tuned. Hey you guys, it's Shalisha with Everything Vaughn, and I'm here at my first craft show. So what I'm gonna do is take you guys around so you can take a look at my setup, so you can see how everything looks. I'm so excited for today. It's been a long time coming, but I finally was able to enter my first craft show, and it's here in beautiful downtown Albany. So I'm gonna show you guys my setup and our location for the craft show. And if you're interested in seeing my setup, just stay tuned. Okay, so here we have my checkout stand that was custom built by my little brother, and I just created the sign and things like that, and I also painted it and stained the top of it. But it's foldable, which makes it perfect for a craft fair because I can easily just fold it and put it away. It also has storage in the back with a shelf. That way I can store my bags and my personal items and things like that, and customers don't have to see it. And then I have one table here, and I have some of the crafts that I've been creating over the past week on the table, as well as the pricing for each of the items. And then we have my top sellers normally, which are my door hangers in different varieties. And the door hangers are on these pegboard displays that my brother also built for me. So I'm very, very thankful to my brother for helping me out. And here we have some reef door hangers that are made out of burlap. I remember I made a video for you guys showing you how to create this. So this is kind of a sample of how they can turn out. All right, so this is my setup here. I'm excited for today, and I can't wait to share with you guys how everything turns out, and hopefully I'm able to sell everything. All right, thank you guys so much for doing the tour with me of my stand, and I'll be back to let you guys know how it went. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at that. So pretty much it was a beautiful day, very beautiful experience for my first time. I don't regret doing it at all. I just have some things that I wish that I had done ahead of time, or I knew ahead of time before I actually went out there to do my craft show. So I'm going to give those things to you guys. That way, when you do your first show, or your second show or your third show, you actually have the tools and the things that you need. That way you could be more successful. So the first thing that I wish that I knew was have multiple forms of payment. So in my mind, I'm thinking You know, most of the crowd that's doing craft shows are probably going to be a little bit younger. Most people don't carry cash nowadays anyway. Pretty much everyone is doing a online form of payment, which was pretty much true, besides the fact that I didn't think about people who are a little bit older and don't quite trust new technology. So I had missed out on a few sales because I didn't have like a card reader for debit cards or credit cards. So I regretted that the first moment. I had a couple come up to my stand and they wanted to purchase one of my door hangers, and they couldn't purchase it because they didn't have Venmo or PayPal or Cash App. They just wanted to swipe their debit card. So I immediately started myself a little bit of list, and I took note of the things that I needed. And the first thing that I definitely needed was some kind of reader. So what I did was I went online and I saw one of the easiest readers was a square reader. So I ordered a square reader through the app, and they actually provided me with a square reader for free, which I am greatly appreciative of. So that's on the way. So by my next craft show, I will have a way to take credit card and debit card payments, and I won't just have to rely on my online forms of payment. So that's tip number one. Think about all the ways in which people may pay you. Okay. All right. So tip number two was also just as important as tip number one, which was business cards, you guys. Like I had business cards. I really did. I made them myself. However, I didn't have enough business cards. So after I ran out, I still had people coming up to my stand trying to ask me for a business card. And the reason why they were asking for so many business cards is because I do personalized crafts, meaning I had crafts that were there and available, but they were kind of general. If it was a door hanger, it may have said welcome instead of a family's first or last name. So they wanted to get back with me. That way they could tell me what kind of items they wanted to have personalized. And I ran out of cards. So I took another little note for myself on my phone, and I decided to just go the route of, instead of me making my own business cards with my Cricut, let me just go ahead and order some. That way I can have tons of them. That way I can give them out. And that way they look even, better than the ones that I made. And it's something that, we could write on the back of, they could take notes on, just something that was definitely more functional for future craft shows. So I have, already received my cards. If you're looking for a site to use to create your own business card, I will link the one that I use below. I went through Canva, and it was a very smooth process, and my cards came in less than a week, and I am very, very happy and very satisfied with them. So that's tip number two. Make sure you have tons and tons of business cards. That way, if people want to communicate with you after, they have a quick little contact for you. That way they can get in contact with you and your business. All right. Tip number three, and I keep looking down because I have my list right here. I wrote it all out. But tip number three is to make sure that you know your market. Okay. Meaning, make sure you know who is most likely going to be at the craft show that you're participating in. Make sure you know, is it a holiday craft show? Prepare lots of items that will be on demand or demanded during that time period. So like if it's a spring craft show, people might be into some spring items. If it's a fall craft show, people want items that are dealing with fall topic and look like they might belong with their fall decor, and so on and so forth. So know your area, know your market, know what kind of show you're actually going to be in. That way you are prepared and you have items that are on demand. That's definitely tip number three for me. And tip number four is have you a crew on call at all times. I had my sisters down for the weekend with me, my sisters and my husband. They were such a huge help with this craft show. I would not have been able to do it. I would not have been able to finish or set up or sell my items if it wasn't for them being there for me, having my back. So my husband woke up with me early. We loaded everything to the car. We drove to the location. After we checked in, we found my spot for my booth, and we set up. So he helped me set up my tent, take out my items that were a little bit heavier, set up my tables and my stands, just to make sure that I was, prepared and I wasn't, struggling to do anything at my booth. So a crew is very important. As we got through the craft show, and it was getting in the afternoon hours, we started the craft show at 10, so around 1 o'clock I started to get a little hungry, started to get a little tired, started to get a little bit thirsty. So I called my sisters. They were in the area because they were enjoying the craft show, and they took the girls to the park that was across the street. So I just called them and I asked, could you guys, drive down the road and get me something to eat and bring it back to me? And, I'm thankful that they did, because it would have been tough being out there from 10 to 5 without, any kind of nourishment, because you don't want to leave your stand just in case someone, comes up and you want to watch your items. So it was just very helpful to have you like a little support group, a little crew on call. So I definitely recommend that, you have you some friends, have you some family members that while you're out there, they can come through and support, or, come through and, help you with any kind of thing that you need out there. So that is tip number 4. Have you a crew when you go to the craft show. All right, and my last tip for you is stay encouraged, okay? My expectations was going to be that I was going to sell every single item that I had, and that did not happen, and that's okay. You probably won't sell all of your items your first craft show. If you do, that's excellent, that's great. But if you don't, still know that you are out there not just to sell items, but also to network. And I feel like I networked so much during this craft show. I was able to get my name out there. I was able to meet other vendors. I actually made a little vendor friend. It was her craft show and it was my first craft show. So that was, fun. I also got to meet like the downtown manager of the town that I live in. And I got to meet lots and lots of people. And that was very encouraging to me, because I knew that even though I wasn't selling everything, that I was meeting potential customers that still could come back and purchase things from me. And that actually happened throughout this week, because the craft show was last weekend, and I've actually had lots of people reach out to me on my my website and on social media trying to order personalized items for me. And I'm thankful, because if it wasn't for them meeting me at the craft show, I wouldn't have had that opportunity. So, stay encouraged. If you don't sell everything, that does not mean that the event was not successful, because you never know what can come out of that event, okay? So that was it, you guys. That was my 5 things that I wish that I knew before I went to my first craft show. I hope that you can use those things if you are thinking about doing a craft show. I hope that you can use these tips to help you have a more successful craft show. And I'm just so thankful that you are here and that you have stopped through to my channel. And I welcome you back, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Please forgive me.